this season, we get a lot of answers to questions we've had for a while. There's some familiar faces. What would you say that fans can expect?
In a broad scheme of things, fans can expect this incredible cocktail of sci-fi, fantasy, drama, action, and intensity with darker themes on top of that. It's much darker than the first and second season. So this one's going to be, I'd say, captivating in a sense. Like, you're going to not want to put it down. At least that's what I did when I watched it. Like, you're going to enjoy it so much. There's so many heavy emotional themes throughout. It's incredible. Nonzo?
No, I think I agree with that, and I kind of feel like you're going to get the same characters that hopefully you're still, you'll still love and are drawn to, as they find this new family in a whole different environment. I feel like that's the wonderful thing about this show, is that season 1 is its own thing. Seasons 2 is a totally different show, and season 3 is in another environment, but it's the same story passing through, because it's a journey. It's almost like an odyssey. They're going through so many different environments, so many different trials and tribulations, and finding out so much about themselves and the relationships that they have with each other. And I think that's the wonderful thing that you're going to see in this season. And, there are lots of thrills and lots of near misses and lots of things where you kind of, I don't want to give away too much, but there's if you don't shed a tear in this, then you've got a cold heart, I think.
Yes, you do.
Very well said. Not to give too much away, but yeah.
Not to give too much away.
I gotta ask, you have so many cool locations, including some amazing sets. What was it like going through all these locations? Because that's a huge part of the story.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like, if you look back at season 1, you see this like magical forest. Like Nonzo was saying, each place has a different setting. This one, there's Arctic, there's tundra, there's snow. So it's a completely new factor that you haven't seen before. And the way that they design it, they use LCD screens in the background to project this beautiful image, and they'll decorate the sets. Like, they're incredible the way that they pull it off, and they work so hard to make it seem so real. It's incredible going through it, and it really helps you visualize it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And obviously we couldn't go to the Arctic. We were filming in New Zealand, or we weren't too far from Antarctica, but I don't think would have been allowed to film there. But it was a beautiful experience. It was a mixture of outside, as Christian was saying. The first season is kind of the forest world, and the second season you're in the abandoned post-apocalyptic city, and then now we're in the Arctic. And I think it's a beautiful, amazing thing to be able to film as an actor, just selfishly, to be able to just go, man, we are lucky to be able to just play in these environments. You know what I mean? I'm used to doing films where we're just like, it's a green screen and there's a tennis ball, and I'm like, this is where you get it in front of you. The production has done such a great job of painting an amazing backdrop to this story, as well as keeping the heart of the story between the family. It's also beautiful to look at. So it's been an honor. It's absolutely wonderful.
What were some of your favorite moments on set that you could talk about? Something that you could share, even if it's in, maybe not too much detail.
Do you know what? I'm not actually shared this on social media at all. But there was in the first season I had a birthday. I think it was the only season that my birthday was on. No, I had 2. So the first season I had a birthday, and we are in New Zealand. So they've got the Maori culture, and it was something that they did for me, that a lot of the runners and the AD assistant directors and a lot of even catering staff got together and gave me this birthday present of performing a haka for me for my birthday. And it was so overwhelming that I cried. Like, literally, it's so awe-inspiring, and it's just that they would get together and rehearse it and do it for me. It was like, it blew me away. That's just an example of how much love was on the set. Like, everybody loved like working on this job. It felt like a family. I mean, not just the actors. And it's unusual to be on a job where everybody really gets on with each other. Believe me, it's rare in Hollywood. As much as everybody like pretends to get on with each other, and it really is. It really is. It's a special thing. I will miss it. That was my
Totally.
favorite thing.
I also too had birthdays on set. But you know, I couldn't tell you like an exact moment, but I want to elaborate on what Nonso was saying. Like, everyone got along so well. Like, every other weekend, for example, some people from the crew, the cast, anyone who really wanted to go out that weekend, we'd always go and we'd do something new. Like, we'd do pottery or we'd do painting. And like, everyone was like one big family. Everyone was so collaborative. Everyone was so open. There was no drama. Like, it was the most peaceful and beautiful set ever. Like, I couldn't ask for a better experience. So I just getting to do these things with these awesome people every day, you know, definitely my favorite for sure.
What's it like saying goodbye to these characters? Is there something that, you know, hits close to home in terms of actually having to say goodbye, but you know, having the chance as well to say goodbye, which is sometimes not possible?
Well, I got to grow up with my character, me as a person, and Gus over these 5 years, as Gus is seeing more good and bad sides of humanity on his adventures, meeting new people, discovering new emotions. I'm also growing up. I'm learning about stuff. I'm experiencing new emotions. I'm getting better at acting, school, all that. Getting to grow up with my character, it was almost like one big life lesson, essentially. And getting to say goodbye was something that we got the chance to do, thankfully. And I wasn't too sad about it. I was more proud of my character and of how I've grown up alongside him. And I was proud about how everyone cultivated this incredible project together. So I wasn't necessarily too sad. I was more melancholy and very grateful.
Mm.
What about you, Nonso?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it totally. I mean, this is one of those rare roles for me because you know, I started off my career as a theatre actor, working in Shakespeare, played Othello and King Lear and things like that. And I got to, you know, those are roles where you get to play all the different emotions from high to low, from vulnerability to power to strength and all those kind of things. And this is one of those rare jobs on screen where you get to do that. Like, for me, it's not often that I try to push the boundaries in kind of what I play. You know, obviously I am who I am, but I love to play different characters, and this character gave me so much to play with, and I'm never going to forget it. I'm going to take it with me for the rest of my life, 100%. And I hope that we've given everyone and all people around the world something they can watch this season and come back to again and again if they ever want to smile or have a laugh or just reminisce about Sweet Tooth.
Well, thank you both so much for the time.